My pranams to all the divine selves, all the light of the selves, Atmajyotis. Today we are going to contemplate on one more important yama or prescriptions of Patanjali Maharshi. It's called Brahmacharya. The Brahmacharya, as popularly known in India, is celibacy or sexual abstinence or moderation in sexual activity. That's what is called Brahmacharya. Often this is a misunderstood term in spiritual circles. What is Brahmacharya and what Patanjali Maharshi says about Brahmacharya? Let us contemplate on that. Brahmacharya pratishtayam virya labhaha. One who is established in Brahmacharya, he gets the vigor, the strength. So let us understand the meaning of this. As I told you earlier, the Yoga Sutra of Patanjali, the yama can be interpreted in two ways. It can be interpreted as the qualities of a yogi as he gets established more and more in yoga. As one moves more and more towards self-realization, what are the qualities which develops in him is called yama. The other way of looking at it is, what are the practices we have to do to attain higher spiritual evolution. So let us look at the first aspect. The Brahmacharya is a quality which develops in a yogi because of his yoga practices. Brahma means the reality, the supreme reality, the absolute reality. Brahmacharya means the mind going constantly back to the Brahman or the supreme reality. Normally, our mind runs after the sense objects. The sense objects are transient in nature. They are not reality. What is there one moment will be changing next moment. The mind, the nature of the mind is to run after the objects of the world, be it name, fame, money, sex, food, or power. So all these things are temporary in nature. These have very limitation. A yogi gets established more and more in Brahmacharya means his mind constantly moves towards more and more towards the supreme reality rather than falsehoods, rather than temporary things. It is like this. Somebody who drinks a glass of nectar, a cup of nectar, which is the sweetest, the most fragrant substance in the universe, will never touch again milk, will never touch again alcohol. Once you get a good taste of good things in life, the lower quality things will fall off. You'll never like to get associated with the lower qualities because you are accustomed to the higher quality in life. Similarly, once yogi tastes the supreme reality, the highest possible peace and bliss of meditation, going back to the self, his mind constantly goes back to Brahman. That's what's called Brahmacharya. And because it goes back to the supreme reality again and again, he will not have attraction for the lower quality objects in the universe. That's what it means. So one who is established in brahmacharya, he gets virya, or the strength. So what is the meaning of the strength? A person who is focused, who has clarity and focus and on an objective. The mind becomes very clear, mind becomes focused like a beam. Like rays of the sun, when they go through a lens, they can burn a paper. The energy gets focused into a point and it can burn, punch through a paper. But the same paper, if it's kept in sunlight, it doesn't burn because light is diffused. The light has to be concentrated and focused at one point to punch through, burn through the paper. Similarly, a person whose mind energy gets focused entirely on self-realization, no doubt he gets tremendous amount of strength, tremendous amount of energy. That's called virya. So let us look at this physical aspect of brahmacharya. This is what I spoke of, spiritual aspect, the result of spiritual practice. The physical aspect of brahmacharya, let us come to that. There are three qualities in nature: sattva, rajas, tamas. These three qualities correspond to vata, pitta, kapha in Ayurveda. A human body has three doshas or deficiencies. They are called vata, pitta, kapha. A combination of this vata, pitta, kapha produces a disease in a human being, according to Ayurveda, the great science of nature. Any combination of this vata, pitta, kapha imbalance or excess causes a disease. That's what Ayurveda says. Now, Ayurveda also says Adi List Vyadi, Adi in the Vyadi. From Adi, Vyadi. Vyadi means disease. Each disease has a deeper inner cause. Vata, pitta, kapha are manifested in the body at the physical level, material level. There must be some cause behind them. The physical body is sustained by three subtle and causal forces. They are called prana, tejas and ojas. Prana, tejas and ojas. I don't have English equivalent names for them. Prana, tejas and ojas. So the relationship between these three we can understand through an example. There is a candle. The candle is lit and it gives light. The light which comes out of the candle is called prana. The flame is called tejas. The candle is called ojas. Without the candle there cannot be flame, there cannot be light. If the flame is dim, the flame is not strong, the light is weak. Similarly, these three vital forces in human nature play important role in a disease. They are called prana, ojas, prana, tejas and ojas. The prana animates the mind. If the prana is weak, the mind becomes weak. Tejas gives the vigor and power to the intellect. Ojas brings the strength. So these three together play a vital role in human being. The prana, tejas and ojas. So you can imagine the ojas to be the storehouse of energy which is available to you. So what happens to a person who practices moderation in sexual behavior, abstinence? His sexual fluids are not dissipated unnecessarily. And these fluids in Sanskrit are called shukra. Shukra means radiant one. So what happens is, when you take the food, the grosser part of the food gets converted into energy. Some part of the energy is used for day-to-day operation, immediate operation, exercise. It is exercised, used. It gets consumed in the metabolic rate. Some part of the energy goes to bodybuilding, and an important part of the food get converted into sexual fluids. Now these sexual fluids contain the energy in highest form, because it is nature's way. A new life has to be born out of the sexual fluids, and this new life requires great quality of fuel, and this great quality of fuel is put in sexual fluids. So, example which I can give is, there are different, if you go to a gas station, there are different grades of petrol available. For car you can get one grade of petrol, for a truck you can get another grade of petrol, but if you want to fly a plane, very highly refined petrol is required. That's called paraffin. It's very expensive. Similarly, human body has different kinds of energy storage. The sexual fluid